Hi, welcome to Jen's Daily Dish, where I bake things on camera for the very first time so you can bake along with me and learn from my mistakes. Today we're making small batch biscuits. What does that mean? It means we're only making 2 biscuits, but it also means that your prep time is 10 minutes, no need for cold butter. We're gonna throw it all together. It goes in the freezer for about 20 minutes and then we bake it. So, in under 1 hour, you will have 2 freshly made biscuits. Can't wait. Yes, can you double this recipe? Absolutely. Triple it, quadruple it, quintuple it. Yes, all of that. Yes, you can if you want, but today we're just making 2 biscuits. This recipe is also interesting because it does not use cold butter and uses heavy cream instead. And you'll see in the process, we're gonna take some of the biscuits and layer them on top of each other to make those layers that you would typically get with a cold butter and flour mixture that would go in the oven, and then the steam would come out and make those separations. So let's see how this turns out. Of course, I was inspired by this song. Biscuits, we're gonna make just 2 biscuits. And if we want to make more, we can in just 60 minutes. Flour, sugar, baking powder, salt, mixed together. Heavy cream going in. Stir together until it creates a cohesive dough. Take your biscuit dough and put it in the middle. Pat this out into a 3x5 rectangle. I'm getting some flour in my hands to do this because I can see that this dough is wet. Okay, I've got my 5.5 actually by 3, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the edges about a 1/4 inch from each edge. So now what I'll do is I'm going to take the scraps and press those together. And I'm going to press this out into its 2.5 by 5 rectangle. And this is ultimately going to go right on top of this. Take some of your cream and we're going to put this on top of the scrap portion. Now we're going to take our rectangle that we have here and gently pick this up and put it on top. And go right on top of the scrap that we have here. And we're going to gently press that down to adhere. It's going to help create that layers that you'd get with butter. Now we're going to take this and put this on parchment paper, and this is going to go in the freezer. Okay. Into the freezer uncovered for 20 minutes. It's nice and cold out of the freezer. We're going to cut this into 2. It doesn't have to be exact, but I'm going to try to make them as equal as possible. That looks about right. Go ahead, make your cut. I'm going to go ahead and move them over to my sheet here, and I'm going to move one of them off of this parchment paper. So we got 1 biscuit, and I could leave the other one on here, but I think I'm going to move it. Like that. Just be sure they're about 3 inches apart. That's way more than 3, so we're good to go. Brush the tops with your cream. So give it that nice crispy layer on the top. Golden brown. Into the oven for 18 to 22 minutes until they're a nice golden brown. They're looking nice and golden brown. Let's take them out. Oh, they look great. These are biscuits, and you know what? Biscuits, you don't need to let them cool fully. So we're gonna eat them warm. Look at this lovely biscuit. It's quite big. You can see by the size of my hand here. It's about the size of my hand. It smells delicious, just like a biscuit should. And you can see it's working to make those layers. Now again, because this doesn't have butter in it, it's not going to have that steam and expansion in the oven, which is what makes those layers. But the heavy cream in the freezer would still freeze, and technically butter is cream, so let's see. Let's break it apart. See if we see any layers there. Don't really see any layers. But you know what? that's okay, because I've had many a biscuit which don't have perfect layers and they are still delicious. So let's give this one a taste. This is a delicious biscuit. It's not buttery, of course, because there's no butter in it, but it is creamy and it does have that biscuit flavor to it. So if you were to taste this and you didn't know there was no butter, I'm not sure that you would know. But knowing that you know, you would know. Makes perfect sense, right? Of course it does. They're delicious. Just know that. If I can make small batch biscuits just two, with you watching me every step of the way, you can too. Don't forget to like, subscribe, make for your family and friends, share this video with your family and friends, and don't forget to check me out on Instagram for so much more.